Everyone thinks the Zodiac Killer simply vanished. They are profoundly wrong. The Zodiac didn't just disappear. His shadow, a chilling, unsolved riddle, still stretches across California, a spectral presence in the Golden State's sun-drenched history. This isn't just about a killer, it's about a master manipulator, a ciphersmith who delighted in taunting authorities, leaving behind a trail of cryptic clues that have baffled investigators for over 5 decades. Our journey into this enduring mystery begins in the late 1960s, a time of profound societal upheaval. While flower power bloomed, a darker force began to stir, shattering the peace with brutal, seemingly random acts of violence. The calm of isolated lovers' lanes was about to be irrevocably broken. December 20, 1968, Lake Herman Road, Benicia. Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, high school sweethearts, were enjoying a first date. Their quiet evening turned into a nightmare when an unknown assailant opened fire. Faraday died instantly. Jensen, attempting to flee, was shot 5 times in the back. The Zodiac's reign of terror had just begun. Less than 7 months later, on July 4, 1969, another attack. Darlene Ferrin and Mike Majow at Blue Rock Springs Park, Vallejo. Again a secluded spot. Again a sudden, brutal assault. Ferrin died. Majow miraculously survived, providing the first eyewitness description of the attacker, a stocky white male, around 200 pounds, in his late 20s or early 30s. But it was what came next that cemented the killer's place in infamy. Weeks later, 3 Bay Area newspapers, the Vallejo Times-Herald, the San Francisco Chronicle, and the San Francisco Examiner, received identical, cryptic letters. Each began, "I am the killer of the 2 teenagers." And with these letters came the ciphers, 408 symbols, a jumble of astrological signs, geometric shapes, and English letters. The killer demanded they be published, threatening more violence if his instructions weren't followed. This wasn't just murder, it was a sick game played out in public. A week later, a schoolteacher and his wife, Donald and Betty Harden, cracked the 408-symbol cipher. It was a jumbled, misspelled confession revealing the killer's motive: to collect slaves for the afterlife. The cipher didn't reveal his name, but it confirmed his chilling, warped worldview. Then came the name. This is the Zodiac speaking. A new letter, a new symbol, a crosshair. This crosshair would become his terrifying signature, a brand seared into the collective consciousness of a fearful nation. He was no longer just a killer, he was a character, a dark celebrity. Another attack, September 27, 1969, Lake Berryessa, Napa County, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard. This time, the killer wore a black executioner's hood with a crosshair symbol on the chest. He tied them up, stabbed them repeatedly. Shepard died. Hartnell survived, giving another crucial description. Just 2 weeks later, October 11, 1969, San Francisco, cab driver Paul Stein picked up a fare. Moments later, he was shot in the head. The Zodiac took Stein's wallet and a piece of his blood-stained shirt. Later, the shirt piece was mailed to the Chronicle, a gruesome trophy. This was the last confirmed Zodiac murder, but the letters continued, escalating in their arrogance and menace. He claimed 37 victims, though authorities only officially attributed 5 murders and 2 attempted murders to him. The letters, however, kept the fear alive, a psychological weapon. The Zodiac's most complex cipher, the 340-character message, remained unbroken for decades. It was a monument to his twisted intellect, a final taunt. Until December 2020, when a team of amateur codebreakers finally cracked it, revealing a chilling message about not being afraid of death. So who was this ghost? Over the years, countless suspects emerged. Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted child molester, was the prime suspect for decades. He fit many of the descriptions, owned a Zodiac brand watch, and lived near several crime scenes. But forensic evidence, specifically DNA, never definitively linked him. Then there was Richard Gaykowski, a journalist with a history of mental illness and dark writings. He bore a striking resemblance to a police sketch and had worked at a newspaper that received Zodiac letters. But again, no definitive proof, only tantalizing coincidences and circumstantial evidence. Another name, Gary Francis Post, recently gained attention. A cold case team identified him using new forensic and circumstantial evidence, including distinct scars matching the police sketch. But law enforcement agencies haven't officially confirmed him, highlighting the deep divisions and challenges in this ongoing investigation. The enduring mystery of the Zodiac Killer isn't just about catching a murderer. It's about the very nature of cold cases, the limits of forensic science, and the psychological impact of an unknown entity terrorizing a community. It speaks to our primal fear of the unseen, the unexplainable. The letters, the ciphers, the taunts, they were all part of a performance, a macabre play put on by a killer who craved attention, who reveled in the chaos he created. He weaponized fear, and in doing so, became a legend, a dark icon of true crime. The Zodiac Killer remains a ghost in the machine of justice, a testament to the fact that even with modern forensics, some puzzles stubbornly refuse to yield their secrets. His identity is a prize, but the real mystery is how a single individual could sow such widespread terror and vanish without a trace, leaving behind only symbols and whispers. The hunt continues, not just in police files, but in the minds of amateur sleuths and true crime enthusiasts, forever drawn to the enigma of California's uncaught terror. Perhaps one day, the final cipher will be solved, not just of his messages, but of his very identity. Until then, the Zodiac watches. Uncover more chilling historical enigmas that defy easy answers.